Hello one and all, welcome to another instalment from the channel that is Jono's Graveyard Jaunts. If you are enjoying the content of the channel so far, can I please ask you to like and subscribe and add a comment in the comment section below. Can I also ask you to click on the bell icon which lets you as the viewer know when I'm next uploading to YouTube. Now for today's video, I'm once again at the amazing county of Lancashire, specifically in the village of Woodplumpton at the beautiful Grade 2 star listed St Anne's Church in the village. Now Woodplumpton village lies about 5 miles north of Preston in the county of Lancashire, and Lancashire is famous for the Pendle witch trials in 1612, where 10 people who came from 2 families were accused of witchcraft, whereby 10 of the accused were subsequently found guilty and hung on the moors above the town of Lancaster. I shall undertake a video on the Pendle witches at some point, as this has been on my to-do list for quite some time now. Now I really like the county of Lancashire. The beautiful sandstone they use on the buildings and the weathering effect you get on the tombstones in the graveyards are stunning. Plus the people are very warm up here, with the generosity of spirit that has become synonymous with the northwest of the UK. Now the first map shows where the county of Lancashire sits in relation to the UK, and the second map shows where Woodplumpton village itself sits in relation to the county of Lancashire. I created a short video on the person who is the topic of today's story. Now the individual who features in the video was referred to as, I quote, the fly hag. Her name was Meg Shelton and she was known as the Witch of Woodplumpton. Now there are many stories of Meg Shelton, the most bizarre being that she kept rising from the grave. 3 times the townsfolk buried her, but each time she scratched her way to the surface apparently. Eventually it was decided that she should be buried face down and that a great granite slab be placed over her grave. And this seemed to work, as she was never seen again, although in the 1920s a young boy said he had seen a woman dressed in funny clothes wandering in the graveyard. Many of the stories associated with Meg tell of her ability to change her appearance and how she would use this ability to cause mischief and steal from the local farmers. On one occasion, a farmer became suspicious when he discovered that he had more sacks of corn piled up than there should have been. He in turn grabbed a pitchfork and began to prod the sacks, and suddenly one of the sacks let out a scream and turned into Meg. On another occasion, a farmer looking into one of his fields where he kept his cows saw an old woman with a goose which was feeding on the grass. He thought nothing of it until he noticed that from the goose's bill there was a white liquid dripping. He rushed into the field and kicked the goose, at which point it shattered into 1,000 pieces, spraying milk everywhere. Meg had been stealing milk and had turned her jug into a goose to fool the farmer. Meg screeched with rage and flew off. One day a farmer saw a hare in one of his fields and set his great black dog after it. The hare moved like the wind, but the dog was even faster, and a desperate race ensued. Gradually, the black dog moved closer and closer, but mysteriously the hare headed straight for Meg's cottage and escaped through the front door. But just at the last moment, the dog managed to nip one of its hind legs. And from that time on, it was said that Meg walked with a pronounced limp. The tale of Meg digging herself out of her grave seems fantastical, although it's not entirely out of the question that people may have attempted to disturb or exhume her grave. Actions could have fueled stories about Meg's escape. And Meg Shelton in turn died in a very grisly way in 1705 by being crushed against a wall with a barrel. Here we are, guys, at the churchyard of St Anne. I'm sorry about the dog barking in the background. We've got the vicar lives on site and he's got a dog, so I apologise for that. This is the final resting place of Meg Shelton, the Witch of Woodplumpton, who was buried in 1705, so head first. So basically she was buried upside down because she kept escaping allegedly, and they put a big boulder on top, and it's so, her grave's so incongruous actually with the rest of the churchyard, because she was an alleged witch, but I think she was probably misunderstood, to be honest with you. They were a bit obsessed with calling people witches in those days. So this is basically where she she's buried, sadly. It's a really beautiful village and a beautiful church. It's St Anne's Church in Woodplumpton, Lancashire. So this is the final resting place of Meg Shelton. As I say, I did a short on Meg Shelton, but I thought I'd do a little video on her as well. So we can just read the plaque there. The witch's grave. Beneath this stone is the remains of Meg Shelton, an alleged witch of Woodplumpton, buried in 1705. So if you are in Lancashire, guys, it's about 5 miles from Preston. It's well worth a visit. And what you'll do is you'll just literally come up the path from the church. It's on the left hand side. You can't miss it because it's the only grave with a boulder on it. So rest in peace, Meg. And that, guys, concludes the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.